probably think you are living your life. But if you slowed down long enough to actually look, you might find something uncomfortable waiting for you. You might find that what you have been calling life is actually something much smaller, something quieter, something that looks like life from a distance but feels hollow up close. And that gap, the gap between genuinely living and merely surviving, is what this will be about. When was the last time you did something that made you feel completely, undeniably alive? Not happy in the way a good meal makes you happy, not relieved the way finishing a task makes you relieved, but genuinely, deeply alive. For a lot of people, that question creates a long pause, and that pause tells you everything. Surviving has a very specific texture. You wake up, you manage the day, you handle what needs handling, you go to sleep, and you repeat it. There is nothing catastrophically wrong. You are not in crisis, but there is also nothing that pulls you forward with any real force. You are just moving through time, meeting your obligations, staying above water. And because nothing is technically broken, it becomes very easy to convince yourself that this is simply how adult life works. That the aliveness you felt at certain points earlier in your existence was naive, or unsustainable, or just a phase you have grown out of. That is the lie that surviving tells you. It does not announce itself as a problem, it presents itself as maturity. Living, on the other hand, requires something that surviving specifically avoids. It requires presence, not the performance of presence. Not putting your phone down for 10 minutes and calling it mindfulness, but actual engagement with your own existence. It asks you to notice what you actually want, not what you have settled for. It asks you to feel the weight of your choices, rather than outsourcing your decisions to habit and routine. And here is where it gets interesting, because most people know the difference. Deep down, somewhere underneath the schedule and the noise, you already know when you are just getting through versus when you are truly in it. The problem is not awareness. The problem is that surviving feels safe. It is predictable. You know exactly what tomorrow will look like. Living carries risk because it demands that you show up honestly, and honesty about what you actually want opens the door to the possibility that what you currently have is not enough. That is a terrifying thing to acknowledge. So instead, most people make a quiet, unconscious deal with themselves. They trade aliveness for certainty. They choose the life they can predict over the life they actually want. And they do this not once, but thousands of times, in small daily moments that compound over years into an existence that is technically functional and emotionally empty. When was the last time you said yes, when every part of you wanted to say no, or the last time you stayed quiet when you had something real to say? You chose the comfortable option over the honest one. Each of those moments is a vote, and they add up to the life you are currently standing inside. Now I want to be clear about something. This is not about optimism. This is not about thinking positively or visualizing a better future. Those things have their place, but they often become another way of deferring the real work. What I am talking about is far more immediate than that. It is about what you do with today, not tomorrow, not after the circumstances improve, not once you feel more ready. Today, because surviving is always waiting for conditions to be right. It perpetually defers. It says the timing is off, the resources are not there yet, the moment has not arrived, and living has to make peace with the fact that the conditions will never be perfect. The right moment does not come to find you, you declare it. There is a version of your life where you are genuinely engaged with what you are building, where your energy is not just spent maintaining, but actually moving towards something that matters to you, where the days feel weighted with purpose rather than just duration. That version is not reserved for a specific type of person. It is not a reward for the extraordinarily talented or the exceptionally lucky. It is available to anyone willing to stop pretending that survival is the same as living. The distance between where you are and that version of your life is smaller than you think. It is not a grand reinvention. It starts with one honest question answered truthfully. It starts with one real conversation you have been avoiding. It starts with one moment where you choose engagement over retreat. You already know what yours is. The noise will not get quieter on its own. The schedule will not clear itself. Whatever you are waiting for to finally start living with intention, I want you to understand it clearly. That thing is not coming. The invitation is already here. It has always been here. The only question worth asking right now is what you are going to do with the time you still have.